गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। ॐ हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्त्रैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। कीर्तन। तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन। धिम्मी कित बाजे मृदंग धिम्मी कित बाजे मृदंग। ब्रह्म ताल करी गजानन ब्रह्म ताल करी गजानन। तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन। कह दिस कोटि सुरगण दाती कह दिस कोटि सुरगण दाती। मध्ये शिव गौरी गजानन मध्ये शिव गौरी गजानन। तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन। नामी रंगले दास सदोदित नामी रंगले दास सदोदित। शोभे चंद्र श्रीं गजानन शोभे चंद्र श्रीं गजानन। तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन। आनंद आत्मज मने गजवदन आनंद आत्मज मने गजवदन। भव भय दूर करी गजानन भव भय दूर करी गजानन। तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन। धिम्मी कित बाजे मृदंग धिम्मी कित बाजे मृदंग। ब्रह्म ताल करी गजानन ब्रह्म ताल करी गजानन। तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन। तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन। बोलिए गजानन स्वामी की जय। Namaskar everyone and welcome to the Hindu Prachar Kendra's Sunday morning satsang. It's always a delight to have you join us. Thank you for spending some of your precious time with us and for being part of our virtual satsang world. We always enjoy your feedback so much and your comments after last week's Jatayu Katha is testimony actually to how much people love Jatayu and how popular that katha actually is. I really enjoyed reading your messages and I am happy that you appreciate the ideas that we shared because many of you expressed how much you learned. You know, in these kathas, there's always so much that is embedded and we are often enjoying the katha itself, that we sometimes overlook all those valuable lessons that are there inherent in each katha of Ramcharitmanas. So I am really happy that you appreciated our exploration. And this morning we'll spend just a few minutes to close off that katha, because some of you said, Geetaji, you went so fast. There was a lot to share. So we will just close off. And this morning I'm very happy we have Vishalaji here with us. She'll be sharing a katha as well. At the Kendra, we always give opportunity to our younger voices. We had a couple of them a couple months back, and we'll continue to do so. And we'll also be attending to some of the bhajan requests. But before we get to that, remember to share our links to your friends and family. If you are enjoying and appreciating these satsangs, please, if you have not done so as yet, you can share the links now. So let's get ready for our bhajan session. We always start with praising Bhagwan Ganesh, and Shanta Ji is leading us in a bhajan very well known, but you have the copies and you can follow if you need to. We praise Mata Saraswati, He Sharadema. We are asking the Divine Mother to remove our ignorance. We have spoken often about how destructive ignorance can be. And we, at the beginning of this year, we said, let us commit to pursuing knowledge about ourselves. So we are asking Mother to bless us with knowledge. We are saying, oh Mata Saraswati, you preside over all sounds and all speech is yours. You are the language of the Vedas, and you understand us and know us. Bless us, O Mother, with knowledge. And then, of course, in the last verse, it praises the beautiful appearance of the Divine Mother with the veena and the white sari and the lotus flowers. So absolutely beautiful. So let us surrender to Mata Saraswati, asking for the blessing of knowledge.
He Sharane Ma, He Sharane Ma, Ajnanata se hame tarne Ma.
He Sharane Ma, He Sharane Ma, Ajnanata se hame tarne Ma.
तू स्वर की देवी ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे।
Ah Saraswati Mata Ki Jai. Always such a very soothing, beautiful bhajan, and we pray Saraswati Mata's blessings in a special way on all our children, all our students who are having to adjust and cope so much with school right now. So may you be patient and may you manage with whatever is the work that you have. We move on now, after praising the Divine Mother, to praising Bhagwan Shankar, and this is a bhajan requested. The next two bhajans actually were requested last month, and in this we are saying Jai Shankar Bhole. Whenever we chant Jai, it means what? Victory. So we praise and we chant victory to Bhagwan Shiva. In this bhajan we are saying, amongst all the devas, you are most unique. And the entire bhajan, in the 3 verses, it actually relates the katha of the halahal, where Bhagwan Shankar saved the world, saved all of us by consuming, well, not consuming, but taking the halahal and keeping it in his throat. And that's why we call him Neelakantha, the one with the blue throat. So everything that is poisonous and destructive, let us surrender to Bhagwan Shiva as we sing this bhajan together, asking Bhagwan to save us from that and to protect us and to help us to overcome everything poisonous and destructive and terrible. Let's sing with Krishna Ji, Jai Shankar Bhole.
Jai Shankar Bhole. Jai Shankar Bhole. Jai Shankar Bhole. Jai Shiva Shankar, Jai Shiva Shankar, Jai Shankar Bhole. Sab devo mein deva nirale, Jai Bam Bam Bhole.
Jai Shiva Shankar, Jai Shiva Shankar, Jai Shankar Bhole. Sab devo mein deva nirale, Jai Bam Bam Bhole.
महादेव तूने ही दो सब देवता संताप हरा, सागर मंथन ने निकला विष तूने अपने कंठ धरा। महादेव तूने ही दो सब देवता संताप हरा, सागर मंथन ने निकला विष तूने अपने कंठ धरा। इसीलिए हर प्राणी तुझको नीलकंठ बोले।
सब देवों में देव निराले, जय बम बम बोले। जय शिव शंकर, जय शिव शंकर, जय शंकर बोले। सब देवों में देव निराले, जय बम बम बोले।
तेरे नाम अनेको बाबा, तेरे महिमा न्यारी, तेरे बेरह नोखे सबसे क्या जाने संसारी। तेरे नाम अनेको बाबा, तेरे महिमा न्यारी, तेरे बेरह नोखे सबसे क्या जाने संसारी। तू ही है कैलाशपति, तू पर्वत पर बोले। सब देवों में देव
निराले, जय बम बम बोले। जय शिव शंकर, जय शिव शंकर, जय शंकर बोले। सब देवों में देव निराले, जय बम बम बोले।
शीश तुम्हारे गंगा मैया चंद्रशिखर पे सोहे, तन पे सर्प विचरत रहते भक्तों के मन मोहे। शीश तुम्हारे गंगा मैया चंद्रशिखर पे सोहे, तन पे सर्प विचरत रहते भक्तों के मन मोहे। उसको कैसा कष्ट जगत में नाम तेरा जोले।
सब देवों में देव निराले, जय बम बम बोले। जय शिव शंकर, जय शिव शंकर, जय शंकर बोले। सब देवों में देव निराले, जय बम बम बोले।
जय बम भोले, जय बम बम भोले।
बोले उमापति महादेव की जय. Good energy there to destroy all the terrible things. We move on now to another very beautiful bhajan. It's actually pure bhakti in this bhajan. And before I ask Vishalaji to sing the bhajan for us, again this was requested, and share the meaning with you, all of us here in Satsang, we want to dedicate this bhajan to Ishji in our technical crew who celebrated his birthday a couple days ago. And we pray, Ishji, that you will always be happy and blessed, and very importantly, that you will always find time to serve your community like you are serving now. You are behind the scenes. I should have brought you on today to sing or play an instrument or something, but we wish you all the best and pray that you will continue to be a good community worker, always serving and helping and supporting. So this bhajan is dedicated to you, and of course to the two persons who requested it and all of you who are listening and viewing. So Achyutam Keshavam. We are saying in this bhajan, praising Bhagwan known by many names. Achyutam, Keshavam, Rama, Narayanam. How many names for Bhagwan? Countless. And also we say Anama Arupa. No name, no form. So see how beautiful it is. Who says Bhagwan cannot come or will not come or does not come to us? Have we tried to call like Meeraji? See how beautiful. Who says Bhagwan does not eat? When we do Naivedya offering, Mohan Bhog, Laddu, Mithai, all the things, and we offer, who says Bhagwan does not come to eat? Have you fed Bhagwan like Shabari? See how beautiful. Who says Bhagwan does not sleep? Have you tried to make him sleep, that dular, like Mata Yashoda? And who says Bhagwan does not dance? Sometimes they say bhaktas are crazy, so intoxicated. Who says Bhagwan does not dance? Have you tried to make him dance like the gopis? So it's asking us to nurture in us a type of quality or a relationship that we can experience Bhagwan in so many different ways and forms. And this is something that is very unique and beautiful about our tradition. Whether we want to worship God as a child, as an adult, as male, as female, as nature, as water, as flower, as plant, as animal, as the earth, or even as nothing. We can do that. It's about the relationship that we nurture and the understanding that we have. So let us join Vishalaji in this very beautiful bhajan in praise of Bhagwan.
Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram,
Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram,
Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham,
Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham,
Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram,
Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram,
Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham,
Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham.
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं,
तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं,
तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, रामनारायणम जानकी वल्लभम।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं,
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं,
वीर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, रामनारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। से सुलाते नहीं,
माँ यशोदा की जैसे सुलाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं। कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं,
कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं।
गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं,
गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं।
राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
बोलिए श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय, सियापति रामचंद्र की जय. And I hope you are chanting Jaikar very powerfully in your homes and in your spaces. These bhajans, I tell you, sometimes really we are looking around at each other, enjoying the bhajans so much that we always feel like we could continue singing. But don't worry, Saraswati Jayanti is coming up, Vasant Panchami, and we have already discussed and said that morning we will just have a morning of beautiful bhajans. Actually, it has always been a special program at the Kendra where we feature different genres of music and different artists over these many years, almost 25, 30 years or so. So we'll spend a special morning just doing lots of beautiful bhajans for Saraswati Jayanti. So this morning, before I would move on to close off the Jatayu Katha and just recap and look at some points that we shared last week for emphasis and for reminder, as some of you would have requested me to do, I want to ask Vishalaji to present a Katha that I told her, let's do overcoming obstacles, because many people are facing difficulties at this time. Lots of people have many challenges, and sometimes persons call me, sometimes I engage in different discussions with people, and we know it's really tough and it's difficult out there. And so I told her, why don't you share something? She herself has had to overcome her own obstacles, because last year she was also one of our citizens stranded out there in India, where she went for the Hindi program, and Vishalaji is one of the children who has grown up with us at the Kendra, very capable, very competent, very respectful, and she has come from a home with very good sanskar, and we have always spoken about good sanskar in our children and in the home and in the family. And she has also presented at our Bal Yagya for children, which we have at the Kendra for about 3-4 years, I think, Vishalaji. So I'll ask her to share her pravachan with us this morning on overcoming obstacles.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Hanuman.
Jai Hanuman.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
So last week when Geeta ji asked me to do this katha of Hanuman Baba crossing the ocean and overcoming all these different obstacles, I was wondering if it was intentional, because I also know a little bit about crossing oceans and facing obstacles. So it's a very special katha to me, and I'm very happy that I'm getting the opportunity to go into it a little bit. Of course, it's a very long katha, but we'll be as brief as possible with the time limits. And I don't think I'll be speaking for myself if I say this. I know the whole of Trinidad will agree with me that we all have a very special relationship with Hanuman Baba. The Hanuman Jayanti is one of our most beloved celebrations throughout in the year. So with this relationship with Hanuman Baba, we know all of the things that he teaches us. He teaches us so many lessons about bal, about strength, about buddhi, about intellect. And I know Professor always speaks about his academic prowess and how he is not just strong and in a physical manner, but also in his mind, how smart he is, Hanuman Baba. They call him Jnana Gunasagar, the ocean of knowledge. All of these things, he teaches us so much about bhakti, about selfless service, about seva, and loyalty, and so many things. So Hanuman Baba definitely is someone that we could learn so much from. So today we are looking at the katha of when he crossed the ocean to get to Lanka to find Sita Devi. This was a task given to him by Sri Rama, and he was very devoted to the feet of Bhagwan Sri Rama, and he was very dedicated to completing this task that was given to him. Now, in his journey across the ocean, he has to face several obstacles. And like Geeta Ji was saying, in our lives, we also have to face obstacles. It's not something new to us. But these obstacles, they build us, they make us stronger, they shape us, and sometimes too, they even break us, you know. But they will always exist in our journey. Wherever we are going, we will have to face obstacles. We cannot get away from it. So what we have to do is find a way to rise up to meet these obstacles when face them with strength and courage. And sometimes it feels impossible. I know. I spent many nights in my hostel room in India thinking, what to do? I just give up. I don't know what to do. Geeta Ji should have given me this katha to do then. So I would have remembered and read it and known, well, this was supposed to do. But I'm glad that I know now. And we always need that reminder of how to face things that might sometimes seem impossible. And none other than Hanumanji is going to teach us. How do we do this? So usually when doing this katha, and I know it's a katha that's familiar with everyone, they refer to 3 or 4 obstacles, but I think I'm going to talk about 5, because the first obstacle that I think, I'm sure other people may also agree, is before he actually started traveling across the ocean, Hanumanji needed to first know that it was possible for him to do so. He did not know that he had that strength within him. Jambavant actually had to remind him, Hanumanji, these are your powers, you can do this. And I think that's one of the obstacles that he would have faced in the beginning. He did not know that he was capable, and he was reminded. And that is something that I think we could all learn from, that within us, whenever we have an obstacle or something to overcome or some problem, the first thing that we should do is remember that we can do it. It's within us. We just need to remember and rise up to the challenge. Like Hanumanji rose up, increased his size. I mean, we can't physically do that. If you can, congratulations. But we can't. But within ourselves, in our mind, in our hearts, we can rise and begin our journey and overcome any obstacle that we are faced with. So he is now flying over the ocean, and on the seabed was Mount Mainak. And this big, great mountain it came up out of the ocean and blocked his entire pathway. He could not move around it. So Hanumanji is now faced with his second obstacle, this great mountain, Mainak. And this mountain was offering him rest. Mainak said to Hanumanji, you know, you have a long journey. Why don't you stop? Why don't you take a little rest so that you can complete your task and be well rested? And here Hanumanji simply said one thing to Mainak. How can I rest when my mission is not completed? He had something to do. He had to go to Lanka to find Sita Devi. He did not want to stop. It did not make sense to him because he knew his focus. He knew what his goal was, like an arrow of Prabhu Sri Rama. if we look at when someone shoots an arrow, it goes straight to its goal. You won't see an arrow moving around like that. I mean, if you do something wrong with that arrow or the archer or something, but usually straight to its goal. So Hanumanji is teaching us here as well that we also need to have that focus. We need to know what our goal is. And in that way, we can overcome our obstacles. Also, in terms of Mainak, he also represents, or this obstacle represents temptation. The temptation to take a little break, you know. There's a saying in Trinidad, what was it? Let me take a break, man, this dead walk do dead. Or something so, right? People, you know, you're tired, let me just take a break. And of course, rest is important. I'm not saying no. We all know the importance of rest. But the temptation to procrastinate or to do those things like that, Hanumanji is teaching us the importance of focus and getting to our goal in a timely manner. And we can sing here now, Mantra of the Year 1988. Raviji put it so well. Rama kaj keen binu.
राम काज कीन्हे बिनु मोहे कहा विश्राम ओ रामा मोहे कहा विश्राम
राम काज कीन्हे बिनु मोहे कहा विश्राम ओ रामा मोहे कहा विश्राम
No rest for me, no rest for you until we bring back Ram.
No rest for me, no rest for you until we bring back Ram.
Bring back Ram, bring back Ram,
Bring back Ram,
bring back Ram, bring back Ram, bring back Ram.
This was the mind of Hanumanji. No rest until his mission was complete. So respectfully, he bowed to Mainak. He said, "Thank you for the opportunity, but I have work to do." And he left. Continued on his journey to Lanka. Now comes his second obstacle. There was a serpent that lived in the ocean by the name of Sursa. Sursa saw Hanumanji and she came up out of the ocean and said, "Yes, my next meal is here." Hanumanji recognized that she was actually the mother of the serpent. So very respectfully, calling her mother, he said, "Mother, I have work to do. Let me complete my goal and I can come back and you can have me as your meal then." This was his response to Sursa. Sursa was not having that. She said, "No, I have to have my meal now." So how does Hanumanji respond? He says, "Well, okay, what if you swallow me then?" She said, "Okay, all right." So then they began the game of sizes. Hanumanji increased his size, and Sursa would open her mouth twice the size. Then Hanumanji would increase his size again. So as big as he got, she had to open her mouth even bigger, till it reached the point that her mouth was open so wide that Hanumanji took the form of a small little mosquito, I guess that size, and just flew into her mouth and back out. So he didn't break his promise of going into her mouth. He did it, and he came back out. And Sursa realized what he did, that he outwitted her, that he used his mind and his smartness to do what he was going to do in a way that still allowed him to continue on his journey. And realizing this, Sursa said, "My child, I bless you. May you be successful on your journey," because she knows of the strength, not only of the body, but of the mind that Hanumanji displayed here. And this obstacle, Sursa, represents greed. We all want more and more and more and more, and sometimes too much. We always want too much. And this will lead us to a downfall. In Vedanta, there's the ladder of the fall. You know, the things that will eventually lead to your destruction. And lobha and greed is one of those things. So here, Hanumanji had to use a different tactic than he used with Mainak to overcome the obstacle of Sursa. He responded to this with his wit and his mind. So now, with the blessings of Sursa, he was able to continue on his journey. And of course, like we must all be aware, sometimes you think, okay, well, I get through one obstacle, I had to have smooth sailing from now, I do enough. We have that kind of mentality. I know I had it when I was in India. I was like, oh gosh, I get my exemption to come home, that's it. And that was just the beginning of it for us. Obstacles will just always keep coming. But Hanumanji was unfazed. He faced 3 obstacles already. And now here was another one. And he did not lose his strength and his determination to reach his goal at this point. This obstacle now was a Rakshasi by the name of Simhika. And actually, Simhika was such a wicked person that her name does not even appear in the Manas. It is said that Tulsidas Baba didn't even want to include such a name into his book of how this is the character of Simhika. And Hanumanji was now faced with her. She had a special ability from Siddhis and boons granted to her that she would be able to pull things out of the air by capturing their shadows. So Hanuman was flying now over the ocean, and he just felt himself losing altitude because Simhika was trying to capture him. And she didn't have any conversation with him. She didn't say, Hanuman, I'm going to eat you or anything. She just began trying to take Hanuman down. And he realized what his response should be at this point. There was no time for negotiation or for respect. He immediately destroyed Simhika. He killed her. That was his response to this obstacle now. Now, why did he have this response? It is said usually that Simhika actually respects, or Simhika, I can't remember the word, but she represents lust. And usually on the path of a sadhak, or someone who is trying to follow the path of bhakti, once these kinds of things crops up, you just need to annihilate it one time. No questions, nothing, just get rid of it. And that is exactly what Hanumanji did. Simhika appeared and he knew what he had to do. He knew what she represented, and he just got rid of her immediately, no questions asked, because this was an obstacle that he needed to defeat. So now he's faced 4 obstacles already, and he has finally reached to Lanka. He's crossed the ocean, faced all of these obstacles. And yet there was still one more waiting for him in the form of Lankini. Now Lankini was the palace guard, and Hanumanji had taken a tiny form to try to get past the gates of Lanka. But Lankini was a very shrewd woman. She knew, and she was a very good guard, and she noticed that he was flying, and she stopped him. And she insulted him. The first thing that she did was insult him. She called him a thief. And Hanumanji, hearing this and being met with such disrespect, his first reaction, or how he dealt with this obstacle, is he hit her one cuff. Ek murtika. He hit Lankini, and she fell to the ground. Now, when Lankini got up, her whole demeanor changed. She was not insulting Hanumanji anymore, because she remembered that Brahma, Lord Brahma, had told her that when a monkey strikes her to the ground, it will be the beginning of the end of Lanka. And she knew that who Hanuman was. He was an envoy of Bhagwan Sri Rama. And with just that one meeting with Hanuman Baba, Lankini's whole life changed. She bowed to him, she wished him luck, and she knew that he was on a mission, and he was on a mission for Bhagwan Sri Rama. And like this, just one moment of satsang with a true bhakta, see how it can change your entire life. And I think that brings us to the end of the 5 obstacles that Hanumanji had to face when he was crossing the ocean. So just like Hanumanji, in life, of course, we are not Hanumanji, but we can learn from him. All of the different obstacles he faced, came from different sources. They were presented to him in different ways. And he didn't just have one response to all of them. He didn't kill all of them. He didn't cuff all of them down. He did something different. So you know that term, different strokes for different blokes kind of thing? That is how Hanumanji approached his obstacles. He knew, he assessed them. He thought about what was the right response to this specific obstacle, and he acted accordingly. And so too, we must learn that when obstacles come, of course, they will always come, but we must know how to approach them. With temptation, Hanumanji showed that he was committed to his goal. When faced with greed, he showed mental strength. When faced with lust, he just completely annihilated it, and so on. And we must also remember, when faced with obstacles, one thing, what kept Hanumanji going was that he knew what he was about. He knew that he was dedicated to the defeat of Sri Hari, and that was his goal. And knowing that, he knew that nothing was difficult for him. He would get to where he had to go, face his obstacles, and overcome them. So that brings me to the end of my katha, but we will sing the mantra of the year 1968.
1986.
1986. Ooh, 1986. Wow, we're going real back in time. And to remind ourselves of how Hanumanji and what attitude he had when faced with obstacles.
कवन सो काज कठिन जग माही
कवन सो काज कठिन जग माही
जो नहीं तात होहि तुम पाही
जो नहीं तात होई तुम पाही
कवन सो काज कठिन जग माही
कवन सो काज कठिन जग माही
जो नहीं तात होई तुम पाही
जो नहीं तात होई तुम पाही
Nothing is difficult for you and me.
Nothing is difficult for you and me.
Come on together, let us save our dharma.
Come on together and let us save our dharma.
Nothing is difficult for you and me.
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 So when faced with obstacles, we remember that nothing is difficult, and we follow the example of Hanuman Baba. Jai Hanuman!
Jai Hanuman. Boliye Siyapati Ramchandra ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you very much, Vishalaji. So very well done, and so appropriate actually, when I didn't think about you having to cross the ocean and all of that. So it's quite appropriate, and it's wonderful when we have persons who have gone through experiences and challenges, that they can share their experiences and that we can learn from it. And I am so glad actually that we chose to do this, because I would say everything that Vishalaji spoke about in this katha of Hanuman Baba, about overcoming obstacles, about his journey across the ocean, it has to do with two words. And what are those two words? Let me hear my satsangis who are present here, because I can't hear those satsangis who are present at home. I see my technicians getting busy to try to see if they can go back to last week's satsang to check those two words. Yes, Shantaji, I'm hearing it around. Yes. Prayasaha. Say that. prayasaha. Again, prayasaha. Prayasaha means our effort, our self-effort, our endeavor, that which we put out from ourselves. The other day I was having, well, this is because we're not gambling, right? But oh, how I wish I could win the lotto. So Geeta ji, where's the ticket? I don't, I don't have it. It's an example. We don't have, there's something that we have to do, that we must have. So that self-effort, what we give of ourselves, it is called what? Prayasaha. Prayasaha. Hanumanji is the embodiment of that, as well as Jatayu, as we saw last week. And the second is Utsaha. Yes, very bright students. Utsaha. Say that word. Utsaha. Don't forget these two. And when you say it, like when we say Boliye Siyapati Ramachandra ki, do you go Jai? No. Jai. When you say the word Prayasaha, you say it with that effort and energy. And even Utsaha. Okay, you want to tell somebody, get up, wake up. What? Utho, jago. Okay, so Utsaha, your energy, your enthusiasm. And we see this also, Hanumanji is the embodiment of this. So do not forget. One more time, Prayasaha. And the second word, Utsaha. Utsaha. Okay. These are the two qualities or characteristics that Jatayu engaged to be able to, I would say, defeat Ravan. To defeat Ravan. Because someone messaged me or called and said, I never knew that Ravan was unconscious. That Ravan actually was unconscious for some time. It's the first time I ever heard that. We spoke about it last week. That when we think of Jatayu, right? We think of this bird fighting. Some time back I said it's like the ant and the giant. Okay? The ant and the giant. Fighting. Acknowledging his own limitations when he says, Vridhoham. Okay? I am old. I am elderly. I have my limitations. Probably feeling uncertain. His pains and so on. How easy it is for us to make excuses about things. Just think. Think of this. So easy. Jatayu didn't hold back a kun, as we say in a kun. I don't know how to describe what's a kun. He didn't hold back a kun of himself. He gave everything. It's a great lesson that we spoke about briefly last week. I emphasize this for this week again. Do what you can. Do it when you can. And do it as best as you can, as Jatayu did and as Hanuman Baba did. Don't make excuses when you have to stand up to Ravan. What does Ravan represent? Everything that is what? Destructive, terrible, cruel, the adharmic path. Okay? Ravan represents adharma, that which is immoral. So the second important thing, and we see this also with Hanumanji, never act in haste. Never act out of anger and hatred. With every challenge, he had to face what? He would what? Think. That's why we say buddhi matam evishi. So intelligent. Our challenges, our problems, our issues, we should approach them intelligently. And we saw that in the way Jatayu spoke to Ravan, he allowed time for reconciliation. He gave him opportunities and he spoke so respectfully. Hanumanji spoke respectfully also, but when it was time for what? Blows, if you can't hear, well then you will feel. And we all know this happens to us often. Sometimes we know what is the right thing, but what? We fail to do the right thing. And very beautifully in the same thing we see that Jatayu took a very principled position. Very important. Don't take advantage of the weakness of others. A great lesson. So Jatayu was doing the right thing, but let me share this with you. When you have to do the right thing, do the right thing right. So, do the right thing right. I want to share one chaupai with you. It's where we ended last week. We'll sing this together and look at it very quickly because I want you to think of this. The only funeral that Sri Rama did in all of Ramcharitmanas was the funeral of Jatayu. He could not even do that for his own father, Raja Dasharath. And it's so important when we look at Hanuman Baba as what he's a superhero, right, Vishy? Superhero. I shared this Sandvani Katha. You can go back to that Sandvani Katha from last week and you will see who was Sri Rama's hero. Jatayu. And in that Sandvani Katha, Hanumanji, when he listens to how Sri Rama was thinking of Jatayu, about this bird, this elderly bird that gave everything, and he was looking at all these young, vibrant, energetic warriors and soldiers, Nal, Neel, Angad, and Hanuman Baba. Hanuman Baba himself said, to do all of that is effortless. Huh? To do certain things, it's very effortless for some persons. But for others, what? It may take great effort. This is why Hanuman Baba said, he is my hero. Who is Hanuman Baba's hero? Jatayu. Because in front of Jatayu, Hanumanji says, I am small. And Jatayu is so much bigger because it took more out of him to do what he had to do. So let us celebrate Jatayu and by extension Hanuman Baba as we do this chaupai to close off our session. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Parahita basa jinha ke man mahi, jinha kahu jagat durlabh kachu nahi. Parahita basa jinha ke man mahi, jinha kahu jagat durlabh kachu nahi. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Dhamma khaga amish bhogi, gati dini jo jachat jogi. Girdha dhamma khaga amish bhogi, gati dini jo jachat jogi. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Boliye Siyapati Ramchandra ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Jatayu. And I hope you are chanting and saying all of that with prayasaha. What's that word? Prayasaha. And what's the second word? Utsaha. Utsaha. So what does it say here? See, Vishalaji sang Kavana Sukaj Kathina Jagamahi. I'm so happy how these are connecting. Jo nahi tat hoi tumapahi. Same thing it is saying here. Tinha kahu jagat durlabha kachunahi. Durlabha means difficult. Parahita basa jinha ke manamahi. Those who are bhaktas, those who are sevaks, those who are dedicated to dharma, those who are dedicated to all things that are noble, those who are dedicated to all things that are virtuous, by whatever name we want to say, bhakta, sevak, I don't know what else we can add to the list. Those are the two that we, pujari, that we know well, nothing is difficult for such persons to achieve. Nothing is difficult to achieve in this world for those who serve others, for those who help others, because a bhakta does not focus on the difficulty. The bhakta focuses on the possibility. See? The bhakta does not focus on the difficulty. The bhakta focuses on the possibility. And this is what Katha is asking us to do. I know easier said than done. We are human beings, you know. We are fragile, you know, in many ways, sometimes with our emotions and so on. But we are hoping that you will be inspired by these kathas and these two fine examples of bhaktas, sevaks and warriors like Hanuman Baba and Jatayu. So Bhagwan Sri Rama in this chaupai says to him, holding him in his lap and saying, now you can proceed to my divine abode because you have given your best. As I say, give your best and leave the rest. So you have given your best. You have done what you can. And with his very own hands, it is said here, Gidha adhama khaga amisha bhogi gati dinhi jo jachata jogi. He would do the cremation. Okay, he will do the tarpan for Jatayu. And what does it say here? Tulsidas Baba very beautifully, it says, imagine Gidha adhama khaga. On someone, on a bird like Jatayu. The word that is used here is adhama. Next week, we are going to go into a katha requested a long, long time ago, where this word adham comes again and again. That is the Shabadi Katha, which comes right after Jatayu Katha. Those who are considered what? The lowest, Sham. The lowest, the smallest, insignificant. Huh? What does the Tulsidas Baba say? To such a being, what? Sri Rama what? Does the rights. Sri Rama saves such a person, and this is it. So none of us are too small. What makes you small? What makes you big? Not size, your mind. We have spoken so much about the mind. And I shared this thought with you last week. Invest well. Finances and resources and so on. But what did Sri Ram say to Jatayu? Tanu tajita tajahu mamadama. He talked about his karma. Because of your own doing, your own karma, what you have done, this is the benefit. Invest well in your karmic bank. Nobody could rob you or swindle you from that bank at all. Okay? So your every thought, your every word, your every deed, every action, if we can see, as we have said before, that life, living itself, it is an offering that is going on all the time. Life is the real puja. It is the real offering. Hanuman Baba has shown us, and so too Jatayu has shown us. One thought. Let's say we have 10 marks. 10 means most excellent, right? In your love for God, your devotion for God, your seva, if you have to give yourself a grade from 1 to 10, you give yourself your own grade. Where will you be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10? What will be your grade? Give yourself your own grade. And see by the end of the year if you can up that grade. You know, like when we have exams and we know, okay, I need to work a little harder, right, Vichy? I got a B or I got a C, so I want to reach what? The A. Well, let's try to climb and to reach. It's not going to happen just so, because they all know if you don't do the work, you won't get that passing grade. So let us be inspired by Jatayu. Let us be inspired by Hanuman Baba. And next week, we will see what really makes one a dhamma. we are going to share the beautiful katha of Shabadi. So let us join together. We've come to the end of satsang. We join in our closing mantras, praying for everyone and everything. Om Durjano Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shanti Mapnuyat Shanto Mucheta Bandhebhyo Mukta Shanyan Vimochayet Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahi Mahisha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Shasakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyam Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Dhyau Shantir Antarikshagum Shanti Prithvi Shantir Apaha Shantir Aushade Shantir Vanaspate Shantir Vishve Deva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvagum Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Redhi Om Shanti 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 Hari Om प्रयासः और उत्साह बोलिए गजानन स्वामी की श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की उमापति महादेव की जगदम्बे माता की पवन सुत हनुमान की सियापति रामचंद्र की वीर जटायु की ट्रिनिडाद और टोबैगो देश की बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय 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 सीताराम. Thank you all very much for joining us for another Kendra Sunday morning satsang. Do invite others and be sure to join us. Next week we'll have 2 sessions on Shabadi Katha. Have a blessed and productive week and continue to keep safe. Namaskar.